you all are used to, dealing with your athletic directors, and each of them are dealing with what's in front of them in their athletic departments. My guess is at least some of your schools are that this is not necessarily operating within the athletic department. And can you talk about how you navigate that in a conference office, and maybe the best way to handle that, or do you have preferences? Do you try to steer them one way or the other? And just talk a little bit about that if you don't mind.
Sure. The majority of our schools are not under the athletics umbrella. We have one institution that perhaps by next year will be under the auspices of athletics, but most of them are in other departments across campus.
Right.
One of the things that has helped us is that we have support from the president's office. And so in order to participate in Mountain West events, you have to have an adult non-student administrator that oversees that, the eSport program. And that's where we get assistance with, eligibility checks and, what, please complete your roster, things like that. I don't know in the future, and it depends on, who's sitting in the athletics director's chairs, whether or not more esport teams will go under the umbrella of athletics. And I'm kind of indifferent in terms of whether it should, because I don't want esports to go down the road that some conventional sports have gone down with the NCAA. So we have a unique opportunity to kind of craft esports in a way that fits what esports is, as opposed to trying to fit it into a conventional athletics box, so to speak.
Right.
I think the success of our program and getting participation is exactly that. The fact that we're not tying it in necessarily to athletics and NCAA eligibility. Like Carolyn, we probably have 3 or 4 schools that are under athletics. And I know it puts them in a difficult position sometimes trying to make some decisions. I got a request recently to consider allowing part-time students to participate during this year, because some schools struggle sometimes to fill out all the games that they want to play with us. And we held off on that for now. We defer to the institution and say, what's your policy for those that are under.
All right, welcome back, of course, to Esports U2. We are here. First map is done. 13-2 in favor, of course, of SU. The Stevenson squad coming in strong on Ascent. Honestly, just kind of looked like they aim diffed the entirety of Army West Point.
Yeah, there's no dancing around it. It was just a simple aim diff. I mean, like we said, it was practically the splash show. I mean, 17, and I think he was 17-3. He did die in that last round, but at that point, it's like you're there to watch, and you're there to really appreciate the aim that some of these players can really have and the skill that they can do. But it's like you said. I mean, you're coming through, you realize what you're going up against, and it's just going to be an aim difference at that point. But as we get into the next map of Haven, I'm curious to see how, Army West Point's going to rotate their play style around this SU squad that they have just gone up against, because 13-2 is no small feat. I mean, you realize what you're going up against with a 13-2 loss like that. But I'm curious to see how they get into this next map.
Yeah, well, getting into the next map, we're going to go ahead and bring up the agent select for you guys as well. I do have to say, though, that I think it plays a little bit into West Point's hands that they're starting out on defense here, especially on Haven. You kind of get to get your bearings, and Haven is one of those maps that can go both ways, right? It could be extremely attacker-sided, or it could be extremely defender-sided, just based on comp, based on how teams play. So I'm definitely interested to see how Army West Point is going to play this defense, of course. I think making a little bit more trades coming out, of course, is going to be vital. Just because we didn't really see a lot of that. We saw 1v1s, and we know that Stevenson does have those kind of aim gods, of course, on their squad. And so it becomes vital that you kind of double swing things and you make sure you're able to trade out your teammates. I think Haven's definitely a good example of, even though it is a 3-site map, there's only really 4 spots to hit if you don't consider the A split, right? There's mid, there's C long, there's window, and then you kind of have that A split. So I'd like to see some trades, maybe some aggression coming out of A long or C long, just trying to get some picks and trying to separate some things out. If that can happen, I definitely feel good about West Point's chances. Obviously, we're not going to count anybody out here because Professor Layton in the background is currently our producer, and so he casts map 3s exclusively. So we're going to see how it plans out. We are going to see Chambers instead of Killjoys here, though, so not really a surprise with Haven. Anything else really standing out to you right now?
I mean, no, I was just going to point out, I was going to say I'd be surprised if we did see a Killjoy on either side. Like I talked about, the Killjoy utility on Ascent is going to be much more impactful than it really is going to be on Haven because of how big Haven is, like we talked about with the 3 maps. You have a lot of, area to cover, so having that chamber trip to try to neutralize one of those things to hold is going to be really, really important to do. I saw a Viper for a hot second on Dave, but he did switch back to the Omen. I was about to be a little excited to see maybe a Viper comp coming through, but, it is going to be Omen on both sides. And, not often do we see an Astra pick, since Astra got nerfed a while back. But, when I was an Astra player for a while before she got absolutely, torn into the ground and nerfed, and is an understatement for what happened to her. But, now you get to see more so that. I have seen a couple of Brim comps, which I think isn't that uncommon. Because, like you talked about with the pushes and everything, everyone's going to want to go together. So if you have that Brim smokes, you have those, the Brim stim is going to would be important, but we're going to choose to go with Omen here. I do see double initiator on both teams once again, and a raise and a Reyna on Neon. I'm excited to see a Reyna because, Neon was Jet. I'm curious because Neon was getting more aggressive on those picks. I'm curious to whether he's just going to pick Reyna to just kill, get full heal, kill, get full heal again, and by then, the round is practically over. But as we get into this round, it looks like it's going to be a full A push coming through for Stevenson, and it's going to be Herd coming through from Larry. He's going to shoot that recon dart, and that nade is going to be used because of it to try to stall for it. Bot invested as well. And Doe, a lot of utility coming through with Neon is going to get the entry frag to start off map 2.
Yeah, and unfortunately, the Omen Paranoia on the side of Army West Point is going to be a miss as well, and they fake this. Oh my. Okay, so Stevenson going to come out with all the strat calls in round 1. They are going to rush back, and you see the Chamber and the KO on the mini-map there trying to catch up to the C hit. I don't know if it's possible, but there is the trip there as well. That Chamber trademark going to come out. We're going to see an aggressive pick here. No, it's going to be Fast getting one. Okay, C site is going to be established right now as Army West Point. 2 alive right now, 1 coming from B, 1 completely removed by Neon, who has a 3K, and of course it's a Reyna on a pistol round. You get 1, you're pretty much invincible for the rest of the time, unless you catch a couple unfortunate head taps.
Yeah, and I mean, it's almost like I said when this round first started, right? You're Neon on the Reyna, you're going to get 1, you're going to get aggressive, get that full heal, get 1 more, get that full heal, and like that, he picks up 3, and he has $4,000 in the bank. He could go full shield and he could go Vandal if he really wanted to. He's going to go light shield Phantom. And I think that's a decent play because, for first round, you're going to have, classics and all that, not too much. You're going to want to play distance. You don't want to risk getting right clicked. And I think Neon is going to realize that. That's why he's going towards C long here. He's just going to have to watch out for the close left and close right corners. But he's 3 off of the Empress already. And there's 1. He's going to get the kill onto D-Song. Sayonara, we'll see you in the next round. Talk about impact or entry. And here comes 1 more. Fast getting the kill onto Velocity. A few tags onto Poisonous. And there's going to be the second one. And this is going to be expected coming through, and some spams coming through onto Doe, making him 3 HP remaining, and the spike is planted. Splash getting 1 more, and Ray's the last one alive.
Yeah, it's going to be a watch them hunt kind of scenario here. Is the double swing going to come out? Larry is going to get a gun out of their hands, of course, on this initial round. Fortunately, though, it's going to be 2-0 in favor once again of, man, I mean, just SU. Stevenson doing work right now. It's just really coming down to they're being aggressive, they're trusting their aim, and it's literally as simple as that. I can't really say anything else about it. Neon there, of course, with the light buy, obviously also had the Reyna heal, so like you get light shields, but does it really matter if you're going to enter that hard? You get that opening pick and you don't even have to worry about anything else because you have full shield regardless. I mean, it's a really smart play, of course, and now the aggression coming out mid. The only person currently available on mid is going to be Poisonous Tart, and they're going to be instantly pushed off site. This is another quick hitter, another quick plant, and it's going to be a B site hold, which is honestly the hardest site to hold on this map, and especially without having gun advantage. And D-Song's going to find one fully blind. A couple of good trades coming up from Army West Point. They have a chance in this round.
Absolutely, that was a huge pick coming through, and this is the round that they are supposed to win on the side of AWP, but it's just the bodies are going down. 2 left standing, and look at the HP with the shot darts coming through. He's going to be sticking it, it's going to be done, and that's going to be 1 down. It is halved though. Velocity getting spammed from Neon, and that wall, the smoke going down, and the 1 versus 2, and he's playing Overwatch out here with that shock dart in his hand, and it is halved, however, but Larry will get 2 and make it a 3rd on the headshot to Splash, and because it's halved, Larry with the clutch going 3, and like I said, Army West Point was set to win that round, but at so much cost of economy damage. If we look at Velocity, gonna force to sell that Phantom, and is gonna go a full shield Judge, and the rest of his team wondering what to go, but SU is sitting comfortably right now. Dave is comfortably going to buy full shields Phantom, full shield Phantoms on multiple, full shield Vandals on the rest as we get into this 4th round.
It's a very quick execute, honestly. I'm sorry, I was accidentally muted there. I do have to say though that like the execute to go fast on your bonus is extremely smart. They take 4 rifles out of their hands, and Velocity actually gets 2 with a Judge in Garage. You love to see it as the trade comes out, of course, from Splash. Neon's gonna find one of their own, and Neon is ulted. That's gonna be a problem because Reyna's ulted are definitely not fun to go against because that fire rate with a Vandal is just not fair. It's gonna be a 3v3 retake right now, and again, Army West Point kind of has that scuffed by, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens as they are completely ready for this lurk by Larry Peep out of mid. Poisonous Tart is not going to be able to find one. Shweesh is going to bail them out, and oh my, it's going to be up to Dodo, and we're going to see if they can get a pick here. It is looking unlikely as they come through Garage.
Yeah, 45 HP on this Sova. He might find one coming through as the Haunt's going to come through. Does it detect him? Oh no, it doesn't. He peeks behind the cubby just enough to get him through to not be detected, and we come through an interesting dart on Splash, and maybe not the bounce he was hoping for, and Doe does get one onto Neon, will sacrifice his life for it as they pick up 3 rounds. And I love, we talk about momentum and we talk about the speed. I love the speed that Stevenson is doing, and I hope that Army West Point is taking notes, because I hope that when the sides eventually do swap, that they get this momentum coming through them for themselves, because we talk about Haven and how wide the map is. You know, it's a very spread out map, you know, but if you just focus and commit the team to a certain site, you just play for the trades, which is something we talked about with Army West Point. I hope they utilize that more, because that would be super helpful for them in order to get this map under their belt.
Yeah, it's going to be one of those things where it really just comes down to trying to, you know, just tenure that aggression, and D-Song getting 1. That's one way to do it there. And they get the 0 point actually removed as well, so he's not going to be detected by that. They obviously know he's there, but they don't know where he's repositioning to as fast. Oh my, dude, he's all the way pushed up B. He has the opportunity of a lifetime here to potentially catch a timing. Is he going to be looking the right way, though? No, he's actually going to push towards the A site, which looks free. He's also going to be hearing the people rotating through spawn. This is going to be dangerous, and Dodo's going to get caught out once again. Can they get the trade? Yes! Larry with the buff stinger going to be able to find one, get some damage down as everybody else pushes towards A main.
And that's a gun down. And Larry has the showstopper online with that paranoid coming through. I figured it would happen. The 0 point's going to nullify that. And Sweesham's going to take him down. Oh, you raise mains. I'm sure you know what that's like. And KO is such a great stop as the null command coming through to completely eradicate every ability on the side of Army West Point. Velocity going to take him down, though. Going to try to go for the tap res. Poisonous Tart out as far as he is. He will be punished by Splash. And you know, Splash coming through, one more, getting 2. Are we going to see another Splash show coming through on the side of Stevenson University, even getting the res of onto Srisham before he's taken out into the next round? And I really, really thought that Larry was going to get at least 1, you know, that rocket pullout timer. How long it is, it feels like an eternity when you satchel. I believe it was a nerf for the, you know, the vertical rate of how high you go with the raised rocket is going to determine the lateness of the pullout. And you really got to see that there as Larry tried to double satchel through, going to get caught in the air and caught empty-handed after that null command.
I mean, the null command is just something else. What a flash coming out. That's a lineup. Typically, you'll see a jet updraft and potentially try to ult through that spot. But Neon just throws a flash up there, completely removes them off of the A-long peak. And that means they're going to be giving up sight here. This is going to be dangerous. 3 already occupying A-long. We have 1 sitting, of course, in sewer as well as the nade goes down there, trying to find some chip damage. Not going to find any of that, though, as Fast is sitting here with the operator. That's going to be a pick on Larry, and that is just going to cause the site to potentially fall apart as Swisham is just sitting here waiting for the push in sewer, seeing if they can find anything. 1 on the flank right now, but there is that chamber trip just kind of occupying that A main space. They're not willing to push past it just yet.
And this KO doing a really good job to making sure they keep pinched, and that's going to be 1 on Poisonous. Stowe is going to get 1 for himself, and that Sova Recon's going to be huge. And all of a sudden, Fast, the only one remaining, wondering where his team gone. And D-Song says, I will take 3 for myself on the round, giving him that tour de force. And I really like that play for Velocity to lurk behind, to let his team know, hey, they are all still on A site. They are not rotating. I have them here if they rotate. I could play my 1, fall back into spawn to try and regain and recommit that crosshair placement to get 1 more. And that was a crucial round on the side of Army West Point, because now the Econ's going to be a little awkward. We see Splash with that Stinger. Splash has gotten 8 for himself so far with that Hunter's Fury. I mean, I'd say this round is a little bit balanced, although, you know, you don't have armor on Neon and you have that Hunter's Fury. But from what we've seen, the aim duels coming through on the side of Stevenson, but D-Song using that momentum from 3 on the last round, he's going to find the headshots onto Neon, and that lack of armor actually cost him his life to get this early started on a 5v4 on defense in favor of AWP.
Just what a swing and a wall bang head tap. You're absolutely right. Not having armor is the reason that was caused, and Larry is just ratting this angle right now. Spots the gun. That's a couple more headshots coming out from that Stinger. Looking to find one. He finds another. Larry's coming out. I'm loving what I'm seeing out of Army West Point's defense right now, but the ult into heaven, of course, from the shadows comes Omen, able to find 1. Gonna go for the non-default plant spot, which I actually like here as well, but it's a 4v2, and Fade is still available, and they have the Nightfall as well, so that's gonna be massive. A little miss TP there, and they are clearing Dave out of this. They're gonna be pushing it. 3 of them, I believe, are blinded by that. But Dave not going to swing off of it. You're going to be patient here. Going to try to get 1. Finds 1. You have to wide swing off of this. Not going to be able to find the second. The reload, though. The golden reload. No! Poisonous target. You have to get him off of that. He's not able to. And there's going to be a kill. It's going to be a 1v1 scenario right now for Velocity. And we obviously know they're playing for the Hunter's Fury coming out. Are they going to tap? No, they're just going to save. Oh, there's the tap coming out. Burns the Hunter's Fury.
Wait,
there's going to be 1 tag. And they're actually going to get away. Does he have an opportunity here? I don't think he has the time. This is going to be extremely close. And no, 2 seconds on the clock. Velocity's not able to find the defuse. The Hunter's Fury does its job. Splash finds himself a gun. And it's going to be 5-2 in favor, of course, of
I
SU.
feel like that round goes so differently if Velocity pops his ultimate, because he's so far away from sight. I feel like he pops that ult, he nullifies that Hunter's Fury, but that round might have been a different outcome. But nonetheless, we get into the next one. I want to talk about Larry's Stinger. I don't know if it's just a Stinger in the hands of this man or what, but I mean, you see those Stinger buffs coming into play with him. He got not 1 but 2 as he chooses to go with the Stinger once again. And the Tour de Force Online going to be taken down by that 0-point knife, as he has to fall back into C site. And look at the KO already popped up into the cubby on C, and the timing. He's going to get it. He's going to find the kill onto, and that's the spike down outside C. Doe, I love this aggression coming through on the side of Army West Point. We talk about it time and time again, and that AWPE's going to try to get 1. Doe's going to find 1 for himself, and he's been spotted now. They're going to have to recognize that as Larry going to try and get in on some of the action. Look at how aggressive. Look how much map control Army West Point has right now. It's insane, Visionary. They got so much to play with.
This is absolutely beautiful to see as Dave going up against that Stinger from Larry. We're going to see what ends up happening with it. Of course, it's going to be very interesting to see as Splash lurking in the smoke. Dave got him, is going to get Larry with a headshot. We're going to see just how well this map control plays off. Is basically I mean, we see SU just trapped in their spawn, really, with how much map control has been taken by Army West Point. It's going to be very interesting to see, of course, from the shadows coming out as well. And D-Song going to get a pick on Splash that is absolutely massive. It's now a 2v4. Spike is down as well. They have sightline on it, but the util, Dave is going to get the timing diff on Dodo. D-Song's going to get picked off as well, and now it's a 2v2 with Spike down in front. No, Neon's going to find another pick. It's going to be Velocity lurking B. They're probably going to take this. No, it's going to be taken to B. The opportunity of a lifetime right here for Velocity. Can they find the pick on the plant? I think that's all that really matters at this point. Gonna swing out, gets the pick, run for your life, Velocity. No, Neon's gonna find the frag, and it's gonna go away from Army West Point. They had the round in their hands, and it just disappeared.
Oh my God, like what just happened in that round? It just crumbled to pieces. Stevenson University really showing their true ranks. It's just absolutely insane coming through on them. You think that they have the round, right? We talked about the map control. They have so much positivity things going for them. And then all of a sudden, Stevenson and Neon on the Reina just goes, okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to kill one, get the heal, kill another. And just like that, I'm going to steal the round from you guys. Just when you could stop the plant, I'm just going to take it right from you. And I love that. I'm getting into this round. I love that Neon Reina flash, because now they took away the range. It has unlimited amount of range, and you could really use that to the ability. And Velocity, again, gonna be aggressive and gonna get Dave, and that's your smokes down for the whole round. So this one might be a little bit tougher, because last round in the clutch situation, you still had that Omen to smoke, and now you don't even have your top frag Neon coming through, or excuse me, your entry Neon. This is still the Splash show, if I am correct in that, but they're still gonna try to go for this A-take here. Splash coming through and applying the fade, catching on the time and using the utility. They suspect the raise in the corner, though.
I don't think they do, and I think that's going to be the problem unless Splash can get this notified. But no, he's not going to be able to find it. There's a flash, though, and they're going to find Larry, unfortunately. Great swing by Tart. Good trade. 3v2 retake coming in. Everybody currently offsite. We have one lurking up heaven. It's going to be the Chamber. Of course, D-Song had a lot of impact so far early in rounds. Not going to be able to find one. Swisham going to be able to take down one. Fast takes down another. And all of a sudden, this is a 1v2 retake. And D-Song just drops out. My man does not care. He's going to go for the defuse. No, he goes for the tap. He knows where the location is. He finds a frag on Fast. And it's going to be a round for Army West Point. And it's a magnificent retake right there. D-Song dropping out of heaven so aggressively. And I just have to say, of course, Rudy, how difficult it is to aim after your legs get broke, right? Because your crosshair does bounce a little bit, and it takes a minute, at least for myself, just in my mind, to kind of reset the crosshair to where it needs to be. And we see that surprise drop, and D-Song just does a phenomenal job, finds the impact again. We actually see, of course, we're going to see a timeout actually coming from Stevenson. They're not happy that they lost that round.
Yeah, and this is something I was going to point out from last map. I mean, you know, you come through 2 to 10 on a half without a timeout coming through on Army West Point. I figured a timeout would have came through when they started getting that momentum coming through, when they started picking up more rounds. But, you know, this is what a timeout is for. Timeout is for your team to say, okay, let's back up a little bit. Let's notify what went wrong. But I want to go back to dropping out of that heaven play from back in the CSGO days. It's kind of like getting a hit punch, right? When you get hit punched in the head without armor, right? And, you know, you get that head dink and it moves your screen entirely. And that's what it's like dropping out of heaven. And you really have to take the time to reset, re-aim your crosshair to get that. And he really did a great job getting that done on that retake. But when it comes to this timeout, I want to understand, like, what you think is going through their heads right now.
I mean, obviously,
as, you know, a source of to stop the push onto B site, as I believe the Chamber still has his trip. I don't see it placed down on the minimap, and I wonder if that's because he used all of it on his gun, or he used it on armor, actually. I am mistaken, and that's going to be interesting to come through, but here come through the entry. Splash going to find one, and is not going to find the frag. Pat's going to get one through the smoke. Larry's going to find the trade. Swisham, and now is when the bodies start to fall. 30 seconds left. The spike down, and they're already out back sight. Neon is going to find one, and that's a full heal. And the recon dart from the Sova to get that alley-oop assist. To get it, yeah, he might be blind, but he can still see that recon dart, and that's going to pick up the 9th round, favoring Stevenson, and what a way to get the second half started.
That is beautiful. and we have seen Stevenson come out and win every single pistol round so far in this matchup. So not really surprised by this by any means. I think at this point for Army West Point, it's about limiting damage, right? Because 8-4 isn't entirely uncomebackable, but you're probably looking at 10-4, and you need to secure those rifles in round 3. So I think this is going to try to take some damage off the top. Of course, Neon as the Reyna going to go with the Phantom and the light shields. Not really surprised by that at all. Fire rate is important, as is that Devour that gets you back to full health. So it's not really a big issue for them. We're going to see one on C, Fast, of course, with a Marshal, essentially an op in save rounds here. You're going to see no armor on any side for Army West Point. So one shot, one kill. Very easy to hold down C long, and it's going to be a pick by Tart in the mid, actually. Going to take down Neon. They lost that gun. They're going to go to retrieve it now, and it is secured. So no gun technically lost, except for that Marshal, of course, for SU. So it's going to be vital to see how they play this out. It's actually a great team swing looking towards Garage right now.
And that was a huge pick. Neon going down. I mean, yes, they did retrieve the Phantom, but they don't have Neon alive anymore. And Neon is it has 19 kills at the moment coming through. And I feel like, you have momentum, and Reyna gives people superpowers. When I play this game and I lock Reyna just gives me some type of feeling. It gives you that extra confidence knowing that you could take. Khan's going to come through. He's going to let the host on this map. I mean, did you expect anything different from a team like this to come through and just absolutely show their true skill and their true show? I thought we were going to see a little bit more of a splash show, but it seems that Neon, as I said before, was the Jet on Ascent. She chose to go for the Reyna pick this time, and I think it really benefited them more.
It certainly did, because, it rewarded Neon for that early aggression. We saw a ton of it on Ascent. Dashing into places they probably shouldn't, to be completely honest with you. And it really just comes down to, hey, let me get my pick and let me get out, versus let me go take on 5 by myself in mid. And that was really the difference there. Neon shouldn't be allowed to just push out for free anywhere. Like, you have to be aware of where Neon is. You have to be able to trade. And I think that's going to be the key takeaway for Army West Point here, is just to be a little bit more effective in playing together. And maybe playing a little bit faster. We did see them take a lot more map control on Haven. I definitely loved seeing that adjustment from them in map number 2. It was definitely vital to their 6-round success that they were able to pull. I mean, technically they tripled the rounds, so I don't think you're exactly mad about it. I mean, it really just comes down to, of course, when SU just gets, and Stevenson just gets the ability to kind of take what they want, they were able to take advantage of it pretty much every single time. So, Rudy, I don't know if you have any final thoughts about that map, of course.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, the momentum out of Stevenson is just, Valorant's kind of that kind of game where if you get one round, you get 2, especially they almost won every single bonus round that they had. And that's a really key round to win when you're looking to get something like that with momentum. And they really just, I would say, just pummeled through. Like you said, Neon just choosing where he wanted to go, peak where he wanted to, and he was able to get those 1v1 fights. And just like, when you don't really have that double peak aggression, you can really do what you like.
Yeah, you certainly. And I mean, obviously, Neon the MVP there on the Reyna, not really a surprise, of course. If you've ever solo queued and run into a Smurf, that's kind of what it felt like at that point. I mean, he was just everywhere. So it's unfortunate for sure. Stevenson going to go 2-0. They're going to knock their record to 3-0. Army West Point going to fall to 0-3. And of course, after this match here, we're going to be bringing you an interview. So we're going to take a quick break. We're going to get that interview prepped up for you guys. Can't wait to see it, of course. Stick around. We'll be right back.
We'll see you in the next round. Talk about impact or entry, and here comes one more. Fast getting the kill onto Velocity. A few tags onto Poisonous, and there's going to be the second one. And this is going to be expected coming through, and some spams coming through onto Doe, making him 3 HP remaining, and the spike is planted. Splash getting one more, and Ray's the last one alive.
Yeah, it's going to be a watch them hunt kind of scenario here. Is the double swing going to come out? Larry is going to get a gun out.
Eradicate every ability on the side of Army West Point. Velocity going to take him down, though. Going to try to go for the tap res. Poisonous Tart out as far as he is. He will be punished by Splash. And, Splash coming through one more, getting 2. A little bit balanced, although, you don't have armor on Neon and you have that Hunter's Fury. But from what we've seen, the aim duels coming through on the side of Stevenson. But
and they are clearing Dave out of this. They're going to be pushing it. 3 of them, I believe, are blinded by that. But Dave not going to swing off of it. You're going to be patient here. Going to try to get one. Finds one. You have to wide swing off of this. Not going to be able to find the second. The reload, though. The going is down as well. They have sightline on it. But the util. Dave is going to get the timing diff on Dodo. D-Song's going to get picked off as well. And now it's a 2v2 with Spike down in front. No, Neon's going to find another pick. It's going to be Velocity lurking B. They're probably going to take this. No, it's going to be taken to B. The opportunity of a lifetime right here for Velocity. Can they find the pick on the plant? I think that's all that really matters at this point. Gonna swing out, gets the pick, run for your life, Velocity. No, Neon's gonna find the frag, and it's gonna go so far early in rounds. Not gonna be able to find one. Swisham gonna be able to take down one. Fast takes down another, and all of a sudden this is a 1v2 retake, and D-Song just drops out. My man does not care. He's gonna go for the defuse. No, he goes for the tap. He knows where the location is. He finds a frag on Fast.
I mean, this isn't impossible. I say that as they're pushing through, and more so it seems to become less likely as that Sova Dart's going to spot one, and the timing on the smoke is going to fade away, and Dave is going to use that. The Reina buff coming through is going to... Look how fast she pulls out her gun. And Velocity is going to tighten the numbers, make it 2. A great shot onto Neon, and that's a key one to take out Swisham. And now is when the bodies start to fall. 30 seconds left. The Spike down in the early outback site. Neon is going to find one, and that's a full heal. And the recon dart from the Sova. And that's so useful as that Sova Dart's going to come through. He's going to spot 1, spot 2, and Fast is going to be... And he's making it on the Reina, but a Marshall in the hands of D-Song, and it's going to be the spot coming through, and the wall bang to get 1. Velocity going for 3. 1 more is all he needs. Dave got him's going to be a hardest one to hold, and that Showstopper's going to come through, and he's not going to find the guy backside of Velocity in the 1 versus 5. 32 HP left. He's going to find the second one as he's going to go down that.
Student development or activities, what's your policy for allowing students to participate? And if you certify that they're eligible under your current policies, then that's good for us. I also think, and I was part of some of the conversations early on with the NCAA years ago about the NCAA getting involved as a Division II representative, and I was crossing my fingers that wouldn't happen. Just because I think this needs time to grow, and expand.
Can I ask a question, because you mentioned part-time enrollment, and one of the things that we've done here is that as a conference we've just set eligibility standards, full-time enrollment, making progress towards your degree as the institution defines it. Are you guys doing something like that as well? Because we've gotten that part-time enrollment question and we've said no. Yeah,
no, I don't think we've gotten that far down the line, Carolyn, to ask for that. I think we kind of put it on the institution, but we do say that the student has to be a full-time. Now, they could be a full-time grad student, but they have to be full-time as from what the institution decides.
Yeah, our eligibility requirements are just as simple as can be. You have to be a full-time student in good standing.
Yes.
And after that, and that's about it. Now, I think we wanted as few impediments to getting this thing rolling as possible in the outset. I do think as schools get more competitive, they will start to distrust one another, and that's why we have this 500-page NCAA manual, because schools distrust one another. But we're not there yet. Right now there's still a collective. Let's move this forward, and the fact that the NCAA is not administering it, I think, is really helpful to the growth of it all. And yes, we allow grad students. We don't even have a 4 or 5 year clock. If you are full-time enrolled for 10 years in good standing, you can do. And why not? Why would we not say that that's okay? Now, eventually, like I said, we may change our minds if the schools require it. They say, no, this is crazy. Look what they're doing over there. We don't like, but I think we're still a long way from that. Alex, do you have anything?
Yeah, I mean, I echo everything that really Carolyn has said. You're gonna have to forgive me. What was the original question? It's been a minute. I know. I'm sorry.
Well, just kind of what you set out to do, and then what maybe the realities of it.
https://twitter.com/Septimonths. Don't put that in. I'll get in trouble. So that's That's worth it. Did I get too close to the camera on that one? A little bit too close? Should I back up a little bit? Okay, sorry about that. My bad. I've been awake for probably close to 32 hours. Like, I have to like hold my keyboard like the normal way, because if I do it, I feel like I have arthritis and I hold my keyboard like that. It blows my mind. I can never do that. Like this guy right here, he's got his keyboard like off at an angle. His isn't that extreme. There's a kid all the way down to the far end who has his keyboard all the way at like a horizontal.
That's really cool.
They're going to be at that table right over there.
Public information?
Oh, I don't know. But this isn't live, so it doesn't matter.
It's not live, but like you and I know.
Yeah, we know.
I'm not gonna tweet it.
Awesome. What game do you play?
Smash Bros.
Who do you play? Is it embarrassing? Is it like Villager?
Yeah.
Is it Villager? Am I spot on? Oh my god. Is it the Ice Climbers?
No.
Is it Game & Watch?
No.
Is it Pichu?
No.
Is it Wario?
No.
I can keep going. I think I can name every character in the game. Is it, did I say the Ice Climbers already?
Yeah, you said them.
Is
No,
it them?
Not them.
Is it them a second time?
No.
Okay, alright. Oh, is it one of the Links?
Yes, it is.
Is it Toon Link?
It is.
Oh, that is pretty embarrassing. That is rough. Who do you play?
I'll give you $20 if you guess correctly right now.
First try?
First try.
Give me a single hint.
It's an obscure character,
Obscure character.
not played very often.
Is it Wii Fit Trainer?
Oh my god!
I'm the interviewer for a reason, baby. I do what I do. I don't need the money. I appreciate it, though. I appreciate it. So Bowser Jr., Wii Fit, and I forgot already. Are you all lying to me? Am I being gaslit? No. Bowser Jr., Wii Fit, and you told me already. Oh, Toon Link. Yep. Where's my main support at? Who are we playing this weekend?
A lot of Brig.
A lot of Brig, really?
Brig Lucio, probably.
Brig Lucio, really? I shouldn't say that too loud. I don't want to give away your strategies. It's over under.
What do you mean over under?
Like, do we think we're gonna podium? Do we think we're gonna come in last place?
Not last place.
Not last place.
Certainly not last.
What about like 5th place?
That's doable.
That's doable. That's winnable. 3rd place.
Third
That's where things get dicey.
That's very doable.
Okay.
First place? That's very doable.
First place, very doable. Love it. That's the mindset. That's what he loves to hear. Yeah. Oh my God. Hold on. Cut the cameras. Well, who are you? Hello. Oh my God. I saw you earlier. I saw the back of your shirt. And I was like, I know that name. I know him. It's a quick play game. They Q-sniped each other at land. I thought it was a scrim. It's just unlucky. Are you actually a Villager player?
Yeah.
How do you feel about Villager being notably worse in Smash Ultimate than they were in Smash 4?
I wouldn't know.
You wouldn't know? You never played Smash 4?
No.
Oh, that's all right. Nobody's gonna hold that against you. Who do you play?
I play Robin.
Okay, wow. Did you know Robin has the lowest pick rate in the game?
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? Come on, the LEDs, it looks just like Samus.
Huh?
Do you disagree?
I guess I can see
The
it.
Samus vibe. Show the controller to the camera. We're interviewing. This is recording, by the way. Surprise.
Not my control.
Who do you play?
I play Peach.
Oh, wow, I like that. Who do you play?
I play the Shotos, mostly Kazuya.
No, you lose against Kirby. That's just like a statistics thing.
Yeah.
It's maybe.
This is a death match. I think they're all in the same one. They're all on Icebox. Are they all in the same death match? Maybe. Who knows? I feel like none of them can hear me. I want to like approach somebody, but no one can hear. They all have both their headphones on.
What's up?
How do we think we're doing?
I think we're doing pretty good. Yeah.
What's your kitty?
We're looking at 10 and 6 right now.
Oh, hey, that's 3rd, dude. That's better than I expected. Who's bottom frag right now? I want to go talk to them. Ian? Hey, how do you think we're doing so far?
It could be better.
Could be better? You're one of those rough days?
Well,
Let's go find more people to harass. Yeah. Where's Boise State? Who's your favorite to play?
Oh, right now it's got to be either Chamber or Breach.
What country is Cypher from?
Oh, dude, it's Moroccan, right?
It is Morocco! Oh my God, I don't think anyone is gonna get that. Oh, you're good. You're good. All right, see you later. Let's go harass Boise State more. Who is this? What school is this? Boise?
This is Boise.
Oh man, that's okay. Boise's still got really good odds. A Large Bagel, one of their tank players, Nerdy Bird, they're off tank. Both of them not here. A little bit scary, if we're being honest. Getting warmed up, getting ready to cast some players. No, okay, not cast, interview. Change your mindset, change your mindset.
Words.
No, but last words until we come back.
Oh, okay.
Because we're leaving.
Enjoy.
Oh, that was good, that was good. Anything from you?
How are you doing, Polly?
Awesome, thank you so much for your time.
Hello and welcome back to Esports U2. My name is Visionary One. Alongside me on this wild ride that we had today is Rudy Ronaldo. Rudy, we just saw SU take down a solid 2-0 victory, move on to 3-0 on the season over to Army West Point. And we have an interview, so we're going to be bringing on Shweesh. He played KO for the first 2 maps. Definitely excited to kind of chat with him and see what he thought about the match. Shweesh, how is it going, brother? How are you doing?
Hey guys, how's it going? It's going great.
Yeah, I definitely believe that. 3-0 on the season. Got to say, that probably feels pretty good, doesn't it?
Yeah, no complaints. Respect to all the teams we played so far. We just feel really confident going into every match.
Yeah, and I'm gonna piggyback off of that confidence. As a captain, right? What does it take upon yourself to try to talk with the team? I mean, when you come through, especially with that timeout that you guys took on that Haven, like what was going through your heads? What was going through, stuff like that?
Yeah, so that timeout was really to slow down their momentum. We noticed that they were able to catch us off guard, so we wanted to just stall and kind of just regroup our own thoughts and kind of just take the attack side from there.
Yeah, it was definitely a smart idea. I'm assuming since you are the captain, you are the IGL as well, right, Sweesh?
Yes.
You're making the calls. Beautiful. So was the whole plan for the second map just Neon go kill? I mean, it's a legitimate strategy, but that man seemed to get every single opening pick that he wanted.
Yeah, honestly, we told him hey, you want to pick Reyna? Go ahead, just frag out. Yeah, that was honestly just a playground for him.
Yeah, I mean, playground it was for that map. I mean, he can go any angle he'd like to. He could peek garage, he could peek C long, A long. And I want to go back to the first map of Ascent, right? When you guys I saw you guys kind of kept the same team comp coming through to the same sites. You had that Killjoy on B side along with the Sova and everything like that. Did you guys think of changing anything up when they, because you guys won a lot of rounds continuously as you took that map 13-2 in great fashion. But I want to, go through your heads, maybe to try to catch them off guard, even though you're winning rounds, or did you just want to keep doing the same thing you were doing?
Yeah, we felt really confident going, so we wanted to just really keep the momentum, the pace up. We never really tried to default or, we wanted to do, mostly the same thing because we noticed that they were catching on to our A aggression, so we kind of fell back.
Yeah, that A aggression was something that worked out entirely for you for the first, I don't know, 7-8 rounds, almost it felt like, especially your lurk, especially all the way through A main when nobody was there. You were able to backstab a couple players there. It was definitely a hype moment, but it was also a great recognition of the space that was afforded to you guys. I just wanted to ask you one more question, of course. So pistol round on Ascent, y'all come out, y'all 5-stack A, and y'all realize that there is nobody from West Point even available on that side of the map. Was that a read that y'all had made from earlier for maybe doing some scouting, or was that just a call that y'all made and it ended up working out?
Fun fact. So I had already preemptively thought, every match we play Ascent, we rush B. So I kind of thought if they watch any of our VODs, they probably know we go B. So that's why I made that call, and it worked out for us.
Yeah, well done. That was a very, very well prepared and well thought take. And I mean, from then on, it just went through. And you talk about how Valorant is such a momentum based game, and I really like when you guys take sites and retakes. What goes through your head when you have to go through a retake? Is there anything that you think about solely, or is there just since you guys were so confident, you were just run and gun, just go in there, you do you, get your picks, and we'll just take it that way?
No, definitely we try to take utility into account. Usually a retakes is where we get the most flustered because everyone's trying to think of a game plan. But, once they let me kind of just dictate, okay, let's use a drone or just use a smoke here, then we kind of coordinate based off of util.
That's definitely the way to do it if you still have it available to you. Sweesh, it's been an absolute pleasure talking with you, my man. I just have to give you the opportunity, of course, any shout outs, anything you want to say, or any opponents that you're looking forward to playing in the future. Maybe you got a rivalry game or two in mind.
No, really just GG to Army West Point. Want to thank my teammates for, putting in the hard work and excited to keep going forward.
Well, that is phenomenal. Thank you so much for being here, Sweesh. We definitely appreciate you. Of course, we appreciate all our viewers as well here at Esports U. This was a phenomenal match that me, myself, Visionary One, and Rudy Ronaldo got to cast. Also, as always, we have to give a shout out to the people in the background. Of course, Lemon was on the observership for us tonight, so bravo to you. And Professor Layton finally gets to get out early for once in his life. He did not have to do a production for a map 3, so we're going to keep that one rolling. For everybody who joined us tonight, I definitely want to say thank you so much. Rudy, do you have any final words before we close it out?
No, I just want to thank you guys, for having this opportunity to be, allowed to cast such a great game. I mean, we saw some good moments, we saw some iffy moments, and that's what I really like about casting is you get to see both sides of those stories. And I love Visionary that we get to tell those stories. That's what's really important about it. So we get the viewer that real feel of what it's like. So, but yeah, just a really big thank you and everything else. So.
Absolutely. Well, Rudy, I appreciate you being here as well. And to all of our viewers, thank you so much for joining us on Esports U2 tonight. My name is Visionary One, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Catch some Rocket League tomorrow, why don't you?
Again, that's why we're here, right? This is why a lot of people are trying to figure out, how do we replicate what you guys are doing? How do we, how do they do what you guys are doing to a degree, or why are you guys doing what you're doing to a degree? But to kind of, I think, focus in then a little bit more. I want to talk about gameplay a little bit before we jump into business and all of the other stuff. Jensen, this one's for you, right? I want to talk a little bit about this because to someone like me who's traditionally a League of Legends fan and all that, I know that you've been a coach that's been all over the world. You've worked with a lot of different professional teams and different regions. My question, I really want. I think a lot of people want to know, how did you end up at Maryville and why a North American collegiate college? What was the draw, or what brought you here? How did you get to this point?
When I first came to NA, I worked with Immortals, with the academy team, and I realized that there's a lot of cultural challenges that exist that's very unique to NA and esports, right? Where there's this very interesting intersection, because unlike traditional sports, in esports, players they don't start training under a structure or a system or a coach. From a very early age, which is what happens if you want to pick up any other sport, right? Like you start going to community events or whatsoever, and then you start developing your skills and your literacy of the game from the age of 6 or 7, and you're very used to working in a team environment, a coaching environment. But in esports and for League of Legends, a lot of times players they go through they go up, they climb the ranks in solo queue where everything is basically self-taught, and then all of a sudden they need to be placed into a team environment. And I realized that this is something that the Asian teams got right, where they had these B teams. They have the B houses in Korea and Taiwan. You would spend almost close to a year just being a understudy or training partner for the team before you even join an academy team in the first place. And in China, they have like these massive B team systems with like lots of players in them. The moment you hit a certain rank on the ladder, they fly you in. You are then boot camping for a month there at the facility, and depending on how well you do, they then decide whether to retain you on as a training partner or as a trainee in whatever capacity, given how well you perform in those scenarios. So the West was very lacking in all of this, and culturally to do the same things and try to replicate the B house environment or what they do in China or Taiwan would not be possible to do. But the West has a very successful model of developing sports and talent, especially in America, when that is in the collegiate space. So I looked at this, I saw the resources that was available, and when then when Clerky pitched his vision to me, it's like, yeah, this is what I think should be the future for development in the NA ecosystem for esports.
Oh, right on. And I think, well, maybe let's follow up on that a little bit then. Because Dan, okay, so Dan, you pick up Jensen, you've got this going. I think that's going to be my question then is, or to any other schools that want to be competitive like you guys on that level, is this something that we should be expecting to see in the future, right? Is this now, the standard that you guys, Jensen, you and Dan, do you guys feel that this, if every college across the nation starts doing this, if they start, recruiting coaches like Jensen and trying to build this atmosphere, is this going to be the next standard, or is this something that's very successful that Obviously, it's proven to work, but is it sustainable? Is it possible for everyone, or maybe not everyone, but right, the greater sense of the industry and the ecosystem? How do you guys feel about that?
It's a dream of mine, obviously, to get to a point in the future where every university has an esports team that's taken seriously, and every day they report to practice. It's an improvement-driven mindset across the whole program. I think for me though, like the reason isn't necessarily like to see like a March Madness with millions of dollars flowing through it. For me, it's a little bit more simpler than that. The reason why this is my vision is just because uh, it's best for player development and just players in general. What we see in tier two ecosystems almost across the industry, that's like below academy, I would say, like right before you, I would consider academy professional, because you're making a salary, higher salary than exists in a lot of semi-pro sports actually. But in the tier two ecosystem, you kind of go from like your parents' bedroom making no money on a Discord server with a coach that hasn't been certified by any national body, to playing academy, and that's horrifying to me. So while I don't see collegiate as being, or maybe it does end up being this way, but it doesn't have to be the definitive path to pro. I want it to at least be an option, like a parallel option, similar to how you can go through the Canadian hockey system, where you can choose to spend a couple extra years developing and maturing physically and emotionally in the NCAA model before you go to the show in the NHL. I'd like to see that reality in esports. This isn't something where there's a century of history to the competition. So it's a very powerful tool, especially when you're trying to convince your parents that this is a worthwhile pursuit, that you can get a college degree, and it's one of those things where, at least in America, with how expensive college is, getting scholarships after your first, like after like your 18 to 20-year-old years is usually harder academically. You usually get the majority of your scholarships going into school when you're an 18-year-old freshman, and the way that the current path to pro is set up, a lot of players are foregoing that span of time